Good morning. Hello, how is everyone? It's the beginning of March and it's a glorious day. The first really beautiful day where I haven't either been ill or had a bunch of other things to do. Where I thought I really just want to make sure I get out in the garden today. It's still quite early in the morning. You can probably hear birds singing and maybe some cars moving around in the background. And I'm just sitting here outside my shed, just enjoying being outside for the first time in a long time. I mean, that's not really strictly true because I do have dogs and I walk them every day, but first time sitting in the garden. There can be a tendency at the beginning of March, and even from the beginning of the new year, to want to rush into the garden and start getting things done. But really, at this time of year, there's nothing that needs to be done. It's the start of meteorological spring, but spring's still quite a long way away today. It's still frosty. There was ice on the water buckets this morning. The garden is taking care of itself. It's really interesting to come in here and just sort of see what it's doing all by itself without any intervention. I'd also hesitate to be too eager to do things like tidy up leaves and dead twigs and things, because we're still really in the such early days of any kind of spring. And these are important habitats for insects, birds, small creatures, larvae, eggs of insects and butterflies that we'll need in the summer. And if we start to clear them away too soon, then we're just killing off all of the garden friends. So I'm sitting here thinking there's loads of things that I want to be able to do. There's loads of seeds I could sow and jobs I could do, but really none of it's really necessary. There's a couple of things that I will do today, just because I have the opportunity. The weather's nice, it's not torrential rain. The first is going to be emptying the compost bin. I've got a Dalek just chucked in the corner of the allotment. No, I didn't really think about where I was going to situate it. It's not really in a great place, so I'm going to empty the compost into one of the raised beds that I've been filling, and then move the Dalek into a more convenient location. And I've got some strawberry plants, just some little strawberry runners that were given to me by a friend at the back end of last summer, and I might plant those. Since I last filmed, there hasn't really been an awful lot happening in the garden. You haven't missed anything. I was ill a lot of the winter. The weather was awful and just didn't really feel like doing anything. But one of the things I did do was sort of try to start a bit of a forest garden, which is a permaculture practice for replicating the layers of a forest, so the high canopy, the low shrubs and the ground cover plants, with a variety of perennial options that you can just plant and take care of themselves. So I have in already my cherry tree. I have helped myself to a rhubarb crown out of my parents' garden, and that's doing amazing already. And I have a black currant bush that I bought in France when I was on holiday last year to market, and they are all in the ground. I have my potted trees. These weren't here in the garden last year, if you were following me. They were still at my parents' house, but I've brought them home. They're still in containers. I haven't actually planted any of them out yet, so we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely not in the mood to dig a really giant hole today, so we'll see. They might just spend another season in their buckets. So the trees will form the canopy layer, the bushes will form the shrub layer, and then for the ground cover I've got these strawberry plants. I've got some wild garlic. Again, this was a gift from a friend, and you can see it's starting to grow already. So I might put some of that in. And I have got some Welsh onions, and they will go as ground cover in the forest garden eventually, but they're not quite ready to separate. So as soon as they are, I will split them and they will go in there. So yeah, just a really quiet, calm sort of potter about. I might tidy up some of the pots, but other than that, I'm just going to enjoy the sunshine and being outside. Let me know in the comments below what it is that you're up to at the moment. Take care. Okay, so I'm going to start planting out these strawberries. I've just dotted them around in this big gap in the middle. I want to keep the weeds down, so even if this isn't their permanent home, they can easily dig them up and move them somewhere else in another year. But I think for this year, this is the right place for them. And then I'm going to put the wild garlic over there in that gap. I've moved the little poly house into that corner. That is the sunniest corner in my garden. That is a guaranteed corner for sunshine all year round. And my now two compost bins just sort of out the way there. And I'm back sat outside the shed, ready to call it a day. I think I've achieved an awful lot more than I thought I would, set out with the intention of doing, but all pretty gentle jobs. You'd have seen all of the pots that I'm starting to collect where the old Dalek used to be. When my parents moved house, I had trailer loads. I could have had twice as many, and I've still got more to move. They're all just dumped on the front drive at the moment. So, looking forward to thinking of some beautiful things to put in there. I'm so out of practice. It's been so long since I've recorded. I don't know where my tripod is, so I'm just holding the phone at the moment. It's such a gorgeous day. It's so peaceful. It's such a quiet morning. It's been really beautiful just to potter about. Yeah, so that's me. Until next time, happy gardening and enjoy spring. Bye bye.